Just get to the point. You've all done an incredible job. I've received reports on the operation from every front. The Vulgus forces are in disarray. With one final push, reclaiming Sigma Sector will be well within our reach. The most heartening news is that we have successfully rescued Glay's daughter, Dia Elias. Dia is currently receiving intensive treatment in a Medical Corps medical pod. She hasn't regained consciousness yet, but the Vulgus contamination and brainwashing effects are nearly gone. As your commander, I'm truly delighted to see such results in the midst of this callous war. It gives me hope that we can save the other Oblivions as well. However, we can't relax just yet. As you all likely know, we have secured only a very small part of Sigma Sector. We have identified a huge receptor which is visible on the sector's horizon. Frankly, I don't like the look of it. If a Vulgus descendant emerged from a human-sized receptor, then what could possibly come out of a receptor that size? I'm sure you can imagine. In order to investigate this, we have no choice but to venture further into Sigma Sector. It's likely that Karel is there too. The void depth increases as you move deeper into the sector. So much so that even descendants from the Hound unit can't endure it. However, if we continue to investigate Sigma Sector, we'll be able to further advance our void shielding technology. And not only this, we may achieve something even greater. Bringing peace to Ingress was beyond even the ancestors. But we may be able to do it in this generation. Let's all keep pushing. Just a little harder. Once the operation for further investigation has been confirmed, I'll announce it through Hound. That is all.
Who wants to go see Dia?
Are you a friend of Dia? She's still in a critical condition, you know?
But Dia is my friend!
Oh, right. I'm surprised you're a friend of hers. But no means no. Family only. No other visitors.
We're all part of one big family called humankind, Eugen.
Come on, what's wrong with everyone? I said no visitors.
It's okay, Jin. Let them in. Dia would want to see them.
What's going on? Serena, thank you for taking care of Dia. I am truly grateful.
The nursing of a slumbering friend is familiar to me. My memories return to me in flashes. I once nursed Rayleigh in this way, as he lay, wounded.
Rayleigh? I can't believe that the hero who was the first person to intercept a Colossus was your friend.
Yes. He holds many firsts. The first to intercept a Colossus. The first to claim my heart.
Serena.
My desire to see Rayleigh again is strong. But at this moment, I most long to see Dia awaken. And if it persists in her memory, I desire to know what happened to us. There were early descendants in Sigma Sector, sealed away like myself. This is proof that Karel's plan proceeded unimpeded for 100 years. It appears Oblivions were central to the plans of Karel. If that is so, Dia and I may have retained some of what he ordered.
I'm certain we can do this. After all, we've regained the time we've lost. Both you and I.
My desire to see her awake is not solely so I may question her. When Dia wakes, shall I be introduced as a friend? I have no others with whom to feel close.
Of course you will. Serena, I know Dia will like you. Just as much as I do.
Thank you, Glay. I await your return to us, Dia.
About the operation to investigate more of Sigma Sector. I've just received our orders. It looks like we've got to get recon forces deeper into Sigma Sector. The mission details have been delegated to Hound. Alpha's really let us off the leash this time. We've got full support.
Let's cut to the chase. As you've worked with us before, I specifically requested you as combat personnel for maximum operational efficiency.
Translation, he liked you so much, he wanted to do another operation with you. What's with you two anyway? I'm jealous.
Inez.
I was just trying to get everyone to relax. We don't need to be quite so tense, do we?
Alpha has given authority to the Hounds. That's more than enough explanation and reason for any tension.
Did you understand that? To translate, he means this is going to be a totally different kind of operation. Who are we? We're specialists who search the void. Hound is always assigned to the difficult places. Our end goal is to find the best route to that huge receptor on the horizon. No amount of anti-void shield will be enough for us to send a transport there. We need to find a route through an environment with a lower void depth reading. We'll need to be able to operate deeper within the sector, even in areas with raging void storms.
Sometimes the storms collide with each other and open the way. It's the same in the void abyss.
While we're at it, we can also rescue more of the people trapped in the receptors. Operation Sigma Sector is just getting started. So, let's get ready to move out. I'll meet you at the transporter. It's time for the Hounds. Wah, wah!
I don't know which one's the actual arcade fellow anymore.
Hound action. Reporting extreme concentrations of void energy within the operation zone. All units, please proceed at your own discretion, but do not exceed your limits.
Detected sign of life inside a nearby arcade receptor.
Descendant, enemy troops are being transferred in large numbers. You must attack their point of origin.
veteran done. I'm using the analysis system. Target captured.
Extraction from Operation Zone initiated. Good work, Descendant.
Magisters are probably humanity's real hope, don't you think?
Listen to me rambling on like this. My advanced years betray me. Anyway,
Sorry, I didn't know you were there. You made it. You don't know this place, right? Neither do I. I'm tempted to explore every nook and cranny, but given the situation, I can't. Anyway, I've got information I need to tell you. So let's get to it. This is such a quiet and desolate place. It's a shame you have a mission to do. HQ must be in a hurry. Let's walk and talk. Since I'm temporarily in charge, I'll be briefing you on your mission. We've detected an increased amount of dimensional anomalies in this area recently. The phenomenon seems to be a temporary one, but we need to know if something like this could lead to a dimensional breach. The targets to be investigated are the dimensional energy survey points and the Colossus guided capture zones, just to be sure. They do seem pretty far away, don't they? I guess that's why we've been issued with that new mobility equipment. What is it called again? Apparently, it was decommissioned after the development of RK teleportation. But I've been told there's nothing quite like it for physically traveling long distances. As Kyle said, riding this bad boy was like riding a wild horse across the plains. Ew. Anyway, it's a shame that such a useful piece of equipment was retired. It was probably because there's nowhere to use it, right? Other than Albion and Kingston, we've lost most of our territory. After the war is over, we should all take a trip to the seaside with this thing. I hear you can still find unpolluted water out beyond the Axian Plains. Oh, yeah, operation instructions. Look, it's written in the manual here. I've tested it a few times, but I'm still more comfortable in my liquid RK state. I'll practice with it some more later. You go ahead.
within the unstable dimension zone. Search and destroy. Detected in the airspace. Descendant, engage the assault ship. Surprising. And not in a positive way, of course. It may be hard to believe, but the body tissue of the Vulgus you are currently engaged with contains colossi DNA. The situation is more critical than we thought. If the Vulgus have created a new species, we need to gather as much data as possible to develop effective countermeasures. classifying the Vulgus currently in Axion under a new category. Designation is the Legion of Breach. We are detecting mixed Vulgus and Colossi signals. The exact size of the void is difficult to determine. We advise all Descendants to engage at their discretion. I received the materials you sent. It's clear that the dimensional balance has been compromised since the Ironheart was used. While I analyze the energy patterns, I need you to investigate a few other locations. Do you see those giant circular structures? They're called Colossus-guided capture zones. If a dimensional breach were to occur, the These constructions will be the only remaining defense against any colossi on the Axiom Plains. I need you to go and survey the Colossus-guided capture zone. Many of the outer walls have suffered severe damage. The decoy pulses are non-operational. Hold on. The signal is... Descendant, you need to get out of there, quickly. A void storm is rapidly approaching. Balby, do you copy? Fall back, both of you.
Warning. Large-scale dimensional. Please evacuate to an area out of range of the siren. All vacate the Colossus-guided capture zones. All descendants in the vicinity, please respond to ground detection.
Descendant, do you read me? A powerful void storm is approaching the Axiom Plains. Energy readings are approaching Sigma level. Evacuate to safety before it's too late. Descendant, this looks like a dimensional breach in progress. I repeat, dimensional breach. Colossus inbound.
Nell, what's happening?
A dimensional breach has opened directly onto the Axiom Plane. All investigative personnel have withdrawn.
There isn't much time. We have to hurry. Received your report, Descendant. Well done. Unfortunately, despite your efforts, we have a serious security situation in Ingress. Corell's use of the Ironheart has upset the dimensional balance. Axion, where the balance between dimensions was already unstable, is being breached. We need to secure the Axion planes to keep Colossi from pouring in. Once the Void Storm subsides, we'll begin an operation to recapture the Axion planes. Until then, I need you for other high-priority missions. I know. I'm reluctant to surrender the area too. The Colossi that have appeared in the Axion plane seem to have evaded our radar. We haven't detected the distinctive wavelengths they emit when they die. I can't imagine that a Colossus that had made it as far as Ingress would have willingly turned back. There must be another reason. We'll find out when we retake the Axion planes. I'm sure we'll have another opportunity.
Seeing Albion in an uproar again means we must have had another huge guest. I have some information about our latest guest. Stop by when you have a moment.
All clear.
Now what do you want? Go on, I'm waiting.
I heard that the arrival location of this Colossus was different than the previous time. It appeared in a place where the intercept network is useless. Well, that must be the Axion planes. Unfortunately, we can't upgrade the Void radar at the moment. But I can help you take on the Colossus. According to the data, your mobility equipment was actually a risk factor in this operation. You could have been caught by one of the Colossi. The power output is a critical issue. But for decommissioned equipment, it didn't perform too badly. So I suppose we shouldn't complain. And you are still going to have to use this equipment on the battlefield, aren't you? In that case, I have something for you. I was considering improving the performance of your mobility equipment. Try this prototype part first. We'll see how it performs in the field, and then if it can be improved.
You need information about the Colossi. I'm glad you're safe, Descendant. The dimensional breach in the Axion planes has been stabilized. It seems the Vulgus wanted to avoid a Colossi invasion as well. Of course, this means I'll be in HQ halted the operation to reoccupy the Axion planes. A neutral zone has been established for both sides. If the fighting continues, another dimensional breach will open in the Axion planes. You seem unhappy with HQ's decision, Descendant. Balby seems to share your views. I've heard her say many times that water that leaks in can also leak out. But the void can't be thought of as water that can be bailed out. It's more like the abyss. The more we try to empty it, the more the monsters in there become interested in us. I hope you'll trust HQ's decision on this occasion.
Special human child. What do you need? Humanity is very weak. That's why humans need us so desperately.
Have you completed preparations?